You are listening to the QFM. Manifest your reality.
And the quantum physicists were saying, well, actually, there's a field of information beyond space and time, beyond light, where everything is unified. And you can take two photons that have been somehow related in a specific atom and shoot them to the opposite ends of the universe. And the moment you affect one photon at the exact same time, the other one is affected. So they were being connected or affected in a realm faster than the speed of light. In other words, it would take time if you affected one for the other one to be affected. But if they were beginning to be affected at the exact same time, they were connected in a realm beyond physical reality. Are you with me? And so when the movie What the Bleep came out, and we basically made an effort to show that your mind has an effect on reality, and that in order for you to begin to change your reality, you got to change your mind and change the way you live your life. And we wanted people to become inspired by the process of creation. Really give it a shot. And that independent of your gender, of your race, of the color of your skin, of your intellectual ability, independent of your past, independent of your age, that on some level we are all divine creators, and that these models of reality that have separated individuals have all been built on human beings living in a very limited state of mind. And so when quantum physics was born and the whole concept of reality began to unfold, people started to really challenge the nature of reality, and that concept that you are somehow connected because you are made of photons and atoms and electrons, that on some level you are an organization, a community of 70 trillion to 120 trillion cells, and all of those cells are made up of atoms and molecules and chemicals, and all of those are working in a coherent form to express yourself as a physical body. But most people don't know that they're moving in and out of the quantum field 7.8 times per second, that you're vibrating in and out of the field all the time, and every time you leave, you disappear, and when you come back, you disappear into that field of information, and you come back with information. But if you go out as the same person, you don't bring any new information back. Are you with me? So now I have sat with quantum physicists till sunrise, drinking martinis, arguing the quantum reality. And I can tell you, after many, many long nights of arguing and cigar smoke and switching from vodka to gin martinis and coffee martinis. I mean, these are published physicists. They always ended the conversation with the same thing. Well, I like the idea that subjective mind has an effect on the objective world. We believe that, but only for the very tiny. In other words, mind has an effect on the very tiny and not on the very large. The observer effect only works for the very tiny. And I would sit there and say to them, well, maybe we're just poor observers. Maybe we can get better at the concept of observation. And so that led me to the mystery of understanding how we can begin to influence or change our mind. Because if you're able to harness a greater ability of mindfulness, you should be able to exert greater effects on your world. And if you can begin to observe a vision that represents a future, and you can hold steadfast to that vision, and you can see that vision clearly in your mind, and every day you understand where you place your attention is where you place your energy, then you would be investing your energy into the future. And the image that you see could literally be the template for trillions and trillions of atoms to organize into patterns of information called an event in your life. And so, but it's not enough to just have a clear intention, because clear intentions have very little effect on the nature of reality. That the driving force that couples the co-maiden, the handmaiden to all of that is an elevated emotion. that when people start to open their hearts and they move out of those limited states of anger and frustration and prejudice and impatience and hatred and judgment and fear, it's those emotions that cause us to feel more like matter and less like energy, separate from that field.
Manifest your reality.